There are just 3 key exercises or movement patterns, if you like, that target the root causes of aging. And not many people really talk about them. But when you start doing them, you're going to start to notice some really fast changes. You're going to get better balance, you're going to get more energy, you're going to get stronger joints, and even improved brain function. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through all 3 anti-aging exercises and explain exactly why they work. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Gavin. I co-own New Zealand's only fitness studio for people over the age of 40. And helping people move, feel and live better is literally what I do all day long. But before we jump in the exercises though, let's just quickly talk about what makes a movement truly anti-aging. So the first thing, it must preserve or build muscle mass, because muscle mass or sarcopenia is one of the biggest drivers of aging decline. You lose about 10% of your muscle mass every single decade past 30. And this is a real issue for people, and that is one of the reasons that you start to feel tired all the time. The next thing, the exercise must strengthen your joints and bones, especially the hips, the spine, the shoulders and the knees. And that's going to reduce injury and fracture risk if you were to fall over. The third thing, it must improve balance and stability. This is going to help prevent falls, and one of the top causes of serious injury in older adults is falls. The other thing, it must enhance coordination and brain-body connection. It's how you know where your body are in time and space. And neuroplasticity absolutely matters. You either lose it or you use it. And the last thing, it must boost cardiovascular health without overloading the joints by supporting the heart health, blood flow, and your energy. So now we understand what exercises need to be anti-aging. Let's just jump over into the gym and let's talk you through these 3 movement patterns. But before we do though, I want to let you know about a free strength guide that I have. It's been downloaded about 3,000 times. It's designed for people over the age of 40 who need to get stronger. They need an easy plan to follow. That's not going to hurt them, and it needs to be time efficient. And this thing you can do in 30 minutes 3 times a week to get all the results that you're ever going to need. So click on the link in the description and download this plan for free. So the first kind of movement pattern we need to be looking at is something called a cross crawl movement pattern. Something like a dead bug. You can see Natalie is demonstrating this exercise. And this exercise keeps your brain and body working together. And they help make your balance, your memory, and your strength way better. And they're also great if you want to walk more steadily and move with more confidence. And you can do them before a workout or even daily as a quick reset. So what happens is every time you have to get your brain to work in opposites, okay, it helps with neuroplasticity, it helps you remember things better. And every time we do things that are not normal and we have to think about it, then our brains create new connections within our body, in our brain, and we start to enhance our brain, because a lot of the times as we get older, we're not really thinking a lot anymore. Like my dad at the moment is just nearly 71 and he's learning to play the guitar, and things like that, they're the things that keep your brain nice and healthy. But exercise in general like this, where you're using opposite ends of the body, moving side by side, and you're thinking about embracing your core, and the movement itself help with that brain. And cross crawl patterns are fantastic for doing that. Now the second movement pattern we're looking at is something called an overhead hold. You can do it with or without weights, okay? You can just use a light dumbbell, or we're using a slam ball today to do this exercise. But as soon as you lift your arms above your head, your core starts to work, okay? Your shoulders, your back, your posture. You're not hurting your joints though, and it's keeping everything, your kinetic chain, in check. Everything from your toes to your fingertips are working together. It's going to help with your posture, your breathing, and balance all at once. And this move is fantastic if you want to be staying upright for as long as possible, standing tall, moving better, especially as we age. And you can even add a slight progression, make this a little bit harder by lifting one leg up at a time, and your core has to work way harder, your balance has to work way harder. You're implementing that cross crawl pattern as well a little bit, and it's going to be a net positive to this exercise. The next thing that we've got is going to be a slow step down, okay? Now, if you didn't know that your leg strength declines twice as fast as your upper body strength, and you need to be working on your leg strength, certainly independently as well, because if you get a weak leg or one's way stronger, it's more dominant, then you're at a massive risk of falling down. So when you lower yourself off a box or a stage just like this, nice and controlled, you're working on the lowering portion of the exercise, which is generally where we are mostly the strongest. And it helps your body learn to slow down and stay steady. That means more strength in your legs, your ankles, your hips, a reduced risk of falling. And it's perfect for everyday things like stepping off a curb, getting up off the toilet, off the couch, wherever that is with unsteady footing. It is amazing. Now, the last exercise I'm going to talk about, this is a bonus exercise, all right? And we talk about enhancing cardiovascular capacity. Then the next thing you need to be doing is zone 2, okay? Zone 2 cardio. And zone 2 cardio works at a certain percentage of your heart rate, about 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. And to figure out what that is, okay, I've got a whole guide set out to zone 2 cardio. So if you do want a copy of that guide, comment walking down below and I will send that across. But walking itself will enhance your cardiovascular capacity. It will give you more energy. It will help you. It is a very similar cross crawl pattern if you're walking on unsteady surfaces like sand or gravel or grass and all those sorts of things, right? But that's going to be a fantastic thing. It also helps your heart and lungs work hard. We know that as we get older, we need about 150 minutes of cardio per week minimum to keep your heart and lungs strong. And that is anti-aging by itself. If we keep your heart strong, it's going to last longer, it's going to beat less and pump less blood, and therefore work less over the course of time. That is never a bad thing, okay? So my number 4 bonus exercise or modality is going to be walking. So stick that into your regime as well. Now, I'm going to leave a video in the top left-hand corner there, which I think you will like. So head over to that video and I will see you very shortly.